Orlando.
Welcome to the OZone.
Welcome to the OZone.
Welcome to the OZone.
Welcome to the OZone.
The voice of Magic fans.
Welcome back to another episode of the OZone podcast, the voice of Magic fans. In the virtual studio today, we have Justin.
Yo.
Al.
Hey, what's going on?
Myself, Anthony, and a very special guest joining us, guard for the Orlando Magic, Michael Carter Williams.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on, Carter Williams?
What's going on? Welcome to the OZone. Obviously, you're quarantining just as much as we are. What have you been up to? How have you been staying busy?
Well, we got weights and stuff in the garage, so I've been working out down there a lot. I've been doing some boxing. I was learning the guitar for a while back, and then I stopped, so I picked that up again. And I just been watching, everything that's been coming out on Netflix, really.
Getting the Tiger Kings and the Ozark has been the top discussions and whatnot. I'm still trying to get these guys to watch the Tiger King, and they haven't jumped on the bandwagon.
You guys gotta watch that. That's must-see TV right there.
Yeah, I actually started. I thought I wasn't gonna like it. I was 4 episodes in, and it keeps getting crazier and crazier. So I changed my mind on Tiger King for sure.
Yeah.
In my side, I've been too busy watching MCW's TikToks. That's what's keeping me busy.
They're busy TikToks. Yeah, I forgot about that. Been doing those too.
Hey man, not for nothing. Your TikToks are super entertaining and they're on point. Like legitimately on point.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm saying that MCW is gonna be a nominee for an Oscar before his time is up in the league.
Man, I hope so. That would be great.
Man, you got all the main actors too. So out of all the TikToks that you've done, because I've saw your Bad Boys, you did Training Day. Out of all those, which one would you say is like by far your most entertaining movie that you watch? Like you there's nothing on Netflix on, and you're gonna rewatch a movie. What would that one movie be?
That's tough. I actually haven't done. I love Denzel. I haven't done this movie yet, but probably Man on Fire. One of my favorites by him. So, and I haven't seen it in a little bit, so I definitely will watch that again.
Yeah, that was like one of the first movies that Mark Anthony got into with Denzel. That was a dope movie.
I don't know about for you guys, but that Jerome skit, that was mine. That one.
Oh yeah,
that was really funny.
Jerome. I love watching Martin.
Have you watched the new Bad Boys?
No, I haven't. I actually haven't.
Man,
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, Bad Boys 3 was. It's funny, and we'll jump onto the next topic in a second. But Bad Boys 3, just because there's been so much of a difference in time between Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys 3, you can tell like it's not the same. But they created their own thing with Bad Boys 3. Like it is still just as entertaining.
Yeah, I'll probably tune into that today, to be honest. It's something about though, like when you watch a series of movies and like. It's funny to say, like the characters are like fit and skinny, and then like as they get older, they start to gain weight. You watch like a Bad Boys. It's like I don't know.
Man, that's Martin Lawrence. That's all Martin Lawrence. Like in Bad Boys 3, you see him that he's driving around in a minivan. He gained that stomach as well. His voice changes. His cheeks are like big on both sides. Yeah, he has the Dwayne Wade cheeks.
Exactly.
All right, MCW. So we're here to talk some basketball, for sure. So how would you, how were you introduced to the game?
Well, my whole family played actually. Like my dad played, my mom played, and she was a coach also when I was younger. She coached high school varsity for 10 years, and my stepfather, he also coached high school basketball too. He was a head coach for JV and an assistant for varsity at Charlestown High School. So it was I was always around it. I was growing up, watching my stepfather play in college. My mom, she was fairly young when she had me. She was 20, so she was still active playing sports, and I'd go watch her in women's leagues and all types of stuff. So that's how I was really introduced to the game. And all my brothers play. They play in college. My sister plays in college. So I got a big basketball family.
That's awesome. Now I know one of the things that you did in high school. You played high school in Rhode Island. I actually
Yeah.
grew up in Rhode Island as well. I went to high school in Rhode Island as well. How was that playing in Rhode Island? Do you miss anything about the state? Any good memories from back in those days?
Yeah, definitely. I got a bunch of friends still in Rhode Island, so I talk to a lot. I love going to visit there. It's a different place. It's hard to explain. It's something about it's the smallest state. Like you can get everywhere, but it's nice too. Like if you want to the area. If you go to Newport, all those good hot spots, and it's definitely. I'm glad I had that experience. Living in a different place when I was in high school, because I really appreciate it.
So, growing up in Rhode Island, who would you say, in terms of favorite basketball player, who is it that you primarily watch?
Well, I only went to high school in Rhode Island, but like there's a bunch of players that, Rick Brunson, he grew up in Salem. He's close with my stepfather. I watched him growing up. Scooby Penn, same thing. A bunch of other guys, Rashid Al-Khalim. There's a lot of other guys that like are local. And, some made it like Rick and Scooney, but a lot of guys that went to Charlestown High School. Some of the guys played, like Tony Chapman played at Iowa. Like there's players that not the average basketball fan probably wouldn't know, but that I looked up to when I was young.
Now, you also have your MCW All Star AAU team. How is that exactly? Because I see that you don't just do the teams. You have camps, you have clinics, you help out with college recruiting. How did that really come about, and how passionate are you around helping the youth?
Well, we ran a camp even when I was younger. We just ran a camp for the kids in our town. So it kind of, when we did that, and plus my mom was, a girls coach. She coached AAU for a while, separate from, me playing for BABC. She had all the connections, and she had all the, she was known for, working out girls and a lot of that. So when we put the AAU program together, it was pretty easy for us to get, girls to come on our team. And, it kept growing and growing. And so, yeah, we got clinics, we do workouts, we do a whole bunch of things. We got a special needs team. We work with special needs kids. And I've been doing that since I was younger too. Every Saturday, in the morning, we go play, sports with the special needs kids, and so we acclimated that into it. So it's really awesome. I love it. We see girls go to college, play where they want to go, because it's hard. A lot of parents who don't grow up in basketball-oriented families, they don't know like anything about what it takes to get their girl to college if she's not this D1 gonna get in herself. So helping out with that is cool. My mom does a great job. Her and my best friend growing up, Samantha, they do an awesome job.
So it's more of a family involvement, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. And I think it's awesome too that I played a little AAU basketball growing up and whatnot, and Orlando has always been like the main hot spot for AAU tournaments with Wide World Sports. So I'm sure that allows everything to kind of run smoothly with you being here and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. And now MCW, one of the biggest things during my time researching you a little bit before the show was, and I found out you're a big prankster. You like to do pranks, and that's one of your biggest things. I know one that we researched and found online is the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. It's a good rookie prank that you did. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and how that came to be?
Yeah, me and a couple of my buddies, my teammates, we wanted to play a prank on the rookies, and we had the idea to come up with. We went to Target. We got baby monitors and walkie-talkies, and we went to the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee, and it's known to be haunted. So we're the whole time we're gassing it up like I hate staying here. Like every time we stay here, something creepy happens, like something weird, like the hotel's haunted. And the rookies are like, yeah, whatever. We're like, look it up, like see for yourself. So they're on the internet, like going crazy, seeing different baseball stories of different people. So they're already spooked before you even get there. And so we get the equipment. I tell one of the assistant coaches to call them to their room to watch some film. So I get the key to their room. I undo their ventilation, and I tape the walkie-talkie to the side of their ventilation. I close it back up. I set the baby monitor up like right next to the TV, kind of, so it kind of looks like it like belongs there. You wouldn't notice if you're not like looking for it. So, so we wait till our teammates get ready to go to sleep and stuff. And then I got my phone in one hand, I got the walkie-talkie in the other hand. So I'm playing like, and then I'll just stop it. And then like some like little girl creepy voice. And so one of my teammates, he was up, and then like he was like, kind of like, did I just hear he's in his head, like, did I just hear something? I'll stop and I'll wait like 10 minutes until he like gets back to normal, forgets about it, and then I'll do it again. And then one of my teammates, he fell asleep, but I remember I still had his key card. So I just put it in the key card and I opened the door and I just slammed it. And I ran back to my room. But he was up, but we kept messing with him. Oh, man, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Next day they woke up and they were like, this hotel's haunted. My team, one of the teammate that I was playing the Ring Around the Rosie, he calls the front desk. He's like, is this place haunted? Like he's calling his homies, like, yo, you're not gonna believe this. Like the next day we wake up and he's telling us about it. We're like, yeah, okay, like, sure. And then Embiid, he doesn't stay at the hotel anymore. He stays somewhere else when he goes there. It's just hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised he even stayed that night. For me, I'm cool with clowns. I can do the whole ghost thing, but I can't do demonic kids and kids singing lullabies. I can't do none of that.
No way. And the crazy thing is, it was like we didn't tell them. Like, so it was about 3 or 4 of them, and we didn't tell them until I told the story to the Orlando Magic, and then they tweeted it out, and they ended up seeing it. So they all hit me up like, "Oh man,
oh wow,
yeah." Like, well,
so that's how it came out. They didn't know anything about it.
They didn't know anything about it even like till this year.
Wow.
And what's crazy is they probably still won't stay at that hotel.
Yeah, no, it is creepy though. It is creepy. We probably shouldn't have been playing around in that hotel, but.
Yeah, until it's real. I visited New Orleans not too long ago, and we did some of the ghost tours out there. And the experience that you get out there, it's like, man, it's something that you don't really want to play around with because there's a huge, massive possibility that it is real. And then there's also that fear that you take it home with you. So, again, I can only imagine what the rookies felt. Yeah,
seriously. Yeah, they were probably going crazy. But it was funny, man. We were dying laughing. There was like 7 of us. It ended up like more people just like we were texting more people like, yo, come to the room, come to my room. Like, you're gonna be dying laughing.
And kudos to you for keeping that a secret because that means that prank has been living for a minute.
It has for like a good 7 years.
That's elite level pranking.
Yeah, it was good. I gotta come up with some more. We haven't had any rookies. That's the problem. Our only rookie's hurt, and so I'm not gonna. He doesn't travel with us or anything, so I'm not gonna bust his balls. But
next year counts though. So if he does come back next year, you know.
Yeah.
That just means you gotta top it though. It gotta be something way worse than that.
Yeah. I'll think of something. I'll come up with something.
All right, but let's talk about sports and some Magic basketball. Zach Lowe from ESPN, he recently came out with an article listing his Luke NBA All Stars and listed you as one of the 9 players. So I obviously out of Houston, there was a lot of questions around your career, whatnot, and you were able to kind of revive that with the Magic. When you see the articles come out and your name attached to it, does that really give you validation at all, or is it something that you kind of expect?
Yeah, I mean, I think not that I expected, but I think I know, kind of what I bring to the table and what I bring to teams. I've been pretty confident in that, and as everybody should be, like if you believe in yourself as a basketball player, you know what you bring to the floor. But it's definitely nice to, have that validation. I think, it's always good. I get, I'm happy about it. I know for my family's happy about it because they know how hard I work and, the time that I put in. So it's definitely, good to be recognized in a positive light.
Yeah, I think one of the qualities that Magic fans look at when they talk about you is your aggression, your never quit attitude, that ability to, kind of always fight your way back into a play, even though it may seem like, it's over. And you've been in a few scuffles, got a few bloody noses through that. Where does that come from? Where does that aggression and desire to just be a killer on the court, a monster, where does that come from?
I think it's something that I've always tried to do is doing the little things out there. And, I think with my role being what it is on this team, I'm able to excel in that. I'm able to focus on, kind of just the little things. And if the big things come, they come. If I get 20 one night, then cool, I get 20 one night. But I'm not going out there with, the mindset of, maybe, one of some of the primary scorers on a team, whether it's Evan, whether it's AG, whether it's T. Ross, those guys aren't going in the game. Like, my job is to provide points, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't have to do that. I love to, if it happens, it happens. But, I kind of go in the game like, all right, let me take care of the little things. Let me make sure everybody's, in my group is back on defense. Make sure we're not giving up offensive rebounds. Make sure, everybody's in the right defensive, positions. And I think I'm able to do that because, that's something that, I'm good at, and it comes natural to me. And so I just go into the game with that mindset. And I've always played hard, something that I don't really know how to play, anywhere else. My teammates say, like, if I'm not like bleeding on the floor or something, then something's wrong or whatever. I've had a few injuries because of it, but I think it's just me, who I am, and I love it that I'm able to bring that to Orlando. So yeah.
Man, you sound like the perfect Coach Clifford player. But I got to ask you, MCW, so one thing that the Magic asked of you over the summer was to put on some weight. They wanted you to play a little bit more of the wing position. I mean, you've done an amazing job shifting from a point guard and playmaker to now guarding the wing and playing that 2 and 3 spot. For you personally, how has that transition been? Are you enjoying the transition? And what do you envision yourself doing going forward? Are you more of a wing player now than a guard, or do you see yourself kind of doing it all still?
I see myself, being able to play either position. I think it's great that, I can go out there and I can guard, the 1, 2, and 3. And I think what took me a while was to get used to it offensively. I was used to, kind of having the ball in my hands, creating for other guys. And now that I'm on the wing, it is a little different. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I love it. I love playing the wing. I love playing point guard too. So either one is fine with me.
What I love most about your game individually is that it's kind of a reflection of the old heart and hustle ways of back in the day, and the terminology of heart and hustle stuck with the Magic for so long, and it did honestly feel like we lost that a little bit through the years post Dwight, and to be able to see a player like you go out there and really embody the 2020 type of basketball, where we are kind of turning into it being positionless, and you doing all the little things that really make such a huge impact on the team. As a fan, I can honestly say that I appreciated it the most. Now, in terms of, because obviously a big part of the game is also the relationship that you have with your teammates, who would you say you're the most closest to on the roster?
Oh man, that's a tough one, to be honest. I don't know, man. I got different relationships with everybody on the team. I think that, I've known Kem since I was like 9th, 10th grade. So yeah, I've known Kem for a while. But I'm real close to Markel. We relate to each other in a lot of different ways. We spend a lot of time with each other, we hang out, whatever. I go to dinner with Evan and Booch all the time. I hang out with DJ all the time. I go kick it with AG, T. Ross. So, no one specifically who I'm like, who's I'm real close to. I'm real close to all of them, but, yeah, I don't have a best friend on the team. Like when I was in Milwaukee, me and Giannis, we were best friends. We're still, best friends to this day. But if I was on the team, you asked me, it would be him. But this team, I'm close with everyone.
That's good to see. I think it's important to build that kind of camaraderie and everybody joining and sharing.
Yeah.
It definitely helps the flow on the court too. So I do have to ask, because I know you're a UFC fan. And I saw you on Ariel Helwani one time. There was the clip for, I think it was Conor versus Cowboy, and you were on there making your pick. What are you thinking about the present situation? Is it crazy? They're trying to make the Justin Gaethje Tony Ferguson fight happen. What are your thoughts?
They made it. It's going to be May 9th.
Yeah.
Him and Tony are fighting May 9th. I honestly predict one of the best UFC fights ever. It's like the perfect matchup of like two guys that like are gonna go at each other, like no matter, like they're gonna know neither of them is gonna go backwards. So it's like two guys that always go forward, banging it out. Like, so we'll see, man. I don't know what can happen. Tony's great, and Justin he can knock you out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think the craziest thing is Justin goes into it with that thought of like, either you're going to get knocked out or I'm going to get knocked out, but it's not going the full distance. Yeah. If you had to pick, who would you say wins that fight?
I would say Tony. I think he's just a little more skilled. I think he's – man, I don't know. Man.
It's tough.
I would have to go with Tony just because I think he's the intern champ. He's beaten, better guys. We've seen Justin get finished before. We've never seen Tony get finished before. But he has been knocked down a bunch, so I don't know.
Yeah, he gets hit a lot. That's crazy. It is going to be a good fight. I can't pick either, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, the whole card is insane.
Yeah, Francis Ngannou, Rosenstruik. That's going to be crazy.
And then Jeremy Stevens and
Calvin
Kattar.
Kattar.
Just got Calvin Kattar. He's actually from Boston too. Calvin Kattar. I talk to him all the time. He's from. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
That's crazy. That's
awesome. Udo and Dominic Cruz. That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm kind of hoping Cejudo loses, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not a big Cejudo fan either. Cruz is my guy, so I hope he wins.
All right, MCW. So to wrap up the interview here, we'd like to play a little game we call In the OZone. So we're gonna ask some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So let's go with the first one. All-time favorite movie.
That's a hard one. All-time favorite movie? Remember the Titans.
Okay, in a movie, who would portray MCW?
I'll go with Will Smith.
It's a good choice. Game day routines, game day rituals.
I don't have anything crazy. I usually get a good meal and get a nap. I like to lift a little bit before the game and say a prayer and get ready to go.
Awesome. And now you've been with the Magic for about a year and a half now. In that time, what has been your favorite memory with the team, your favorite moment with the team so far?
Favorite moment? Probably either beating Charlotte last year or winning in Boston last year. Those are two big for me because I used to play in Charlotte, so it was sweet, beating them. And then I'm from Boston, so being at home, winning to go to the playoffs, to kind of clinch that spot was something I won't forget for sure.
Yeah, do you know why I didn't make the connection? But that's true. That's a perfect way for you again, being from Boston and Massachusetts, making the playoffs.
Yeah. And it was good. I know Coach Cliff wants to be Charlotte too, so I was great. I was like, there's no way we're losing this game. I was doing anything.
That game in Charlotte was a big time game too.
Because they needed to win too. They needed to win to go to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Brooklyn to lose. Brooklyn ended up winning.
And it's funny. I remember that game before watching it because that was our only national televised game. And beforehand, it was Stan Van Gundy talking to I can't remember who else, but Stan Van Gundy was the only one that was sticking to the Magic and talking positive about us. And they're like, "Nah, I see the Charlotte winning." And then the outcome of the game was just insane.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. So it was definitely an awesome outcome.
Yeah, those were the two great moments.
Yeah, for sure. But that wraps up this episode of the OZone podcast. Michael Carter-Williams, I appreciate you joining us and being on the show. Thank you so much, and that's a wrap.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the OZone podcast, the voice of Magic fans.
Be sure to visit our website, theozonepod.com, And remember to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on all your favorite podcast listening platforms.